When you start to live by intention, you start to see success like you've never seen it before.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
And welcome back. Welcome all to the most listened to appraisal-related podcast in the world. Dustin Harris hanging out in the podcast here. Once again, we are sponsored today by ANow Software. ANow is the software that I use every single day to manage every aspect of my appraisal office. You should be as well. You can check them out by going to anow.com. It's anow.com. All right, folks, here we are. We're diving into 2021. Where are you with your business? And I use the word business intentionally. I'm not talking about where are you with appraisals. I'm not talking about where are you with your workflow. I'm not talking to you about due dates or AMCs or anything else other than where are you with your business. Have you taken an opportunity recently to evaluate where you are and where you're going? And that is the subject of today's mini-sode. You know I'm a big fan of visions. I'm a big fan of knowing where we're going. I'm a big fan of understanding that if you don't know where you're going, you're simply going to go wherever the world takes you. The difference between those who just get along and those who are successful comes down to one thing: intention. What is your intention with the next year? Each and every year, I sit down between Christmas and New Year's and I come up with my vision story. This is a story that I write to myself. It's a letter, if you will. It's not long, 1 to 2 pages, several paragraphs. And the purpose is to date this letter, if you will, this story, a year in advance. But I write it as if it had already happened. So the date I put on this letter is December 31st, 2021. And I start out with, I am so grateful that... In other words, I'm already talking in past tense as if these things have already happened. I'm not a big fan of setting goals specifically that some call New Year's resolutions. I like to set a story and I like to work toward that story each and every week throughout the year. I hope you've taken an opportunity to do something simple, even if it's one goal that you have set for 2021. But I hope that you've started the year with intention. If you have not, it is not too late. Yes, I understand we're a couple weeks into the new year. It is not too late. Folks, trust me on this. When you start to live by intention, you start to see success like you've never seen it before. I know it sounds like a platitude. I know it sounds like an axiom. I know it sounds like a frou-frou thing that a coach would say. But folks, I'm telling you, my experience has been that this will play out. If you live by intention, things happen that they would not have happened otherwise. Have you taken time to look at 2021 with intention? Have you taken time to look at your business, folks, and how you manage your business? If not, I would highly recommend that you take a look at ANow Software. Maybe that's a big change that you can make in your life this year. ANow allows you to be able to be a business owner and not just float through order to order to order. It's about intentionally taking control of your business. It's ANow Software, anow.com. And if you act now, they are giving you 30% off the first 3 months if you use the coupon code podcast30. That's all lowercase, PODCAST30. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out with you once again, talking about intention, talking about 2021. Now, let's set the stage. Most of you have had a record-breaking 2020. It was an absolute amazing year. Yes, it was a crazy year. Yes, it was a weird year. Yes, there was all kinds of strangeness in 2020 that I hope will change in 2021. Please, God, I hope. That being said, 2021 is a new year. It's a different year. You are probably at a different level than you were, of course, in 2019. Question: have you thought about what 2021 will bring? Specifically, have you thought about what 2021 will bring with regard to your business? Again, we're not talking about technical side here. We're talking about the business, the efficiencies, the procedures, the technology, the human resources, and most importantly, the overall vision of your business. Step number one, do you have the proper structure to handle moving forward? Many of you started in this business with your mentor's guidance, and let's be honest with you, your mentor was probably not much of a businesswoman or a businessman. That person was probably a great appraiser and taught you some wonderful things about appraising, but I'm guessing that mentor of yours did not teach you much about running a business, specifically how to set up that business. Now, I'm a big fan of LLC, specifically set up as an S-Corp taxation. But that being said, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't counsel you on what you should do. But have you taken an opportunity recently to sit down with your accountant? Do you have an accountant? Let's start there. Do you have a lawyer? Do you have somebody that you can trust? And yes, they're going to cost some money, right? But it's an investment in your future. Have you sat down with them recently and said, okay, do I have the proper structure moving forward? We had a record-breaking 2020. We hope to have a record-breaking 2021. Am I set up properly? Have that conversation. Do it now. Do it before you get too far into the year. Trust me, folks, this will pay off in droves. Sit down with a professional, get their advice, and move forward on their advice. Have you taken an opportunity to look at your technology? Are you set up for growth? Are you set up properly? Do you have a server? Do you have the ability for others to log in and to participate in work remotely? We moved to a remote world this last year. I don't see that changing. I got rid of my office. How about you? We're all working remotely and it's working just fine. Do you have the opportunity to monitor what work is getting done and what you're paying for? Speaking of paying for, do you have the number of people, the human resources that you need to move forward? Have you taken an opportunity to assess what it is that you need, what growth you're going to experience, and do you have the human resources, the manpower, if you will, or woman power, as the case may be, to move forward? If not, do you need to make some changes? Overall, do you have a vision of where you're going? And folks, if your vision looks like this, well, 2020 was kind of a fluke. I'm pretty sure we're just going to be knocked down to back where we were before. Interest rates can't stay low forever. Folks, you're right, they can't. Are you preparing for a down surge in interest, or an upsurge in interest rates, a down surge in lender volume? Meaning, have you looked at the opportunity to grow your business outside the AMC world, outside the direct lending world? There are opportunities galore out there, folks, and we are in a changing world. The need for appraisals is increasing, not decreasing, despite what you've heard. Maybe in the lender world, it might be decreasing. Opportunities abound if you are the first one to move on them. Don't wait for opportunities to be slow to start looking with everyone else at the non-lender side of things. Now is the time to plan. Now is the time to expand. Now is the time to gather your vision of what you need and what you want and move on it. Speaking of moving on it, I would love to help you with that process. Right now, we have a wonderful deal going on for a 6-pack of appraisal-related, business-related coaching sessions, personally, one-on-one with me. Would love to help you to move to that next level. Check it out by going to my website, theappraisercoach.com. I'll see you there.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.
Don't wait until everybody else is slow and start looking for editor,